Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So we have another total scrap day today. So I'm going to be using up again another idea for some scrap paper and scrap fabric. Now these aren't anything new, but they are just fun to do. And of course each one's going to be completely different because you're going to be using different paper and different fabric. I'm using my words and phrases, which is the tea and coffee. I do have these out now in beautiful pastel colors and they are absolutely beautiful, but I'm using the tea and coffee ones today. So I've got bits of fabric, I have got some, this is left over from my napkins. So that's a scrap paper that from the napkin mixed media that I did a few weeks ago, but I'm just loving them. Really lovely, and it's great for mass making as well. And I really do have so much, look at all this scrap paper I can use. Now I've got my sewing machine out today, so I'm going to try and do some sewing on camera as well. So I will move my camera later to see if we can get a better view of that. But first I am going to pop those to the side up there. Whoops. And then I'm going to start making. So really simple thing to do, and it's a nice one if you've got a rainy afternoon. This is great. So again, I'm just going to take some pieces of paper. Again, I'm going to just rip some off. We have got some bits now. It all depends on what size word you're going to have. So we just put that one, think happy thoughts. So we'll have some paper. We will have a lovely little, look at this beautiful fabric. Now let's just trim a little bit of this off. So pop a little bit of that on. I've got a lovely little bit of lace here. So let's have a little bit of lace on there. You can have these already chopped up. We've got this lovely lacy fabric as well here, which I seem to be using all the time at the moment. So I'm just going to use those little bits. Now I'm going to just ink it around the outside. So these are just, you can make them as obviously as big or as small as you like. I've got some little words on there as well. So just ink up the edges. Now what you could do, you could just rip up some bits of paper and ink around them ready to go. So should I put that on top? And then we will have, I'm just going to glue it, I think. What did I do with my glue? Where did my glue go? There we go. Disappeared. I need to put my little pot over here because then I can stand it up the right way. Let's pop a little bit of glue on there. Oops. Just need a little bit because again we are going to sew over the top. So stick that on. Use a little bit of the Fabri-Tac for the fabric. Just a tiny bit to keep it in place. Pop that down there. And pop the little bit of lace down there as well. And I think I'll have this lace just up, oops, just up there at the top. And then we can just stick this one on. Let's just bring that one down just a little bit lopsided. And then we will stick this on. So love it. Let's get rid of that little bit of glue on there. So look at that, quick and easy and simple. And then all as I will do is go around this with the sewing machine. Let's pop those up there. Simple, aren't they? So we've got a bit of book paper. I think we'll do a smaller one. Let's have this one. Now I've got some of this. This is the tissue paper. This is the one we did the other day. If you can remember, it was a Sunday, my Sunday mixed media day, which I like to do. Nice greeny bits on here. I don't know where my other dauber is. I think I put my sewing machine down and I put everything sort of hidden behind it. So let's just make up some of these and then I can just show you how I sew them together. Now again, if you don't have a sewing machine, it doesn't matter because you can just stick them together like nice little clusters. So what fabric should we have under this one? This would probably work quite well, wouldn't it? Just rip this little piece off, stick it down there, can go on there like that. Maybe we'll have, should we have a little bit of lace? Let's put this on. Let's stick this on. Pop that on there. What should we have on this one? Kindness, I think. And then we'll have a little bit I could do with, what's this lace here? This is a bigger one. Too big. Too big, I think. Or maybe I'll have a little piece of this going this way. Let's take that off. A little bit of that. Pop that down. And then, oops, don't want that piece. And then we can just pop that on the top. Like that. Love them. Okay. Got this, which is really lovely. It's got that lovely shine to it, hasn't it? But I think it might fray a little bit. So let's just cut a little bits off. Got a nice little shiny bit to it. Take a few, oops. The fabric doesn't want to rip very well. Bits. Don't have to have anything that even matches. Just, oops, I think I'm tearing the wrong way. Let's go this way. There we go. Okay, I should have really cut these little bits up before I started. Okay, let's have a little bit of this one. We'll have a little bit of this on here. Shall we pick a word first? What shall we have on this one? Shall we put thankful? So that can go on there like that, can't it? This, let's just stick. Just going to stick. That can go on there. This can go there. I think we'll have this little bit on there. And then we can have thankful in the middle. Perfect. Just like that. Quick and easy. Let's have a little bit of ink around there. And there we have another one. Lovely, lovely. Okay. Put that there. What should we have? Should we just have a little one? Oh, we could just have a little one. Let's push this together. Let's ink this a little bit. Pop this on. Okay, where did that little pinky piece of fabric underneath here, I think? Glue will come out. Sort of a nice little stripy piece. Let's pop you on there. And then we can have wish on top. A bit of glue. There we go. So look at these. Quick and simple, aren't they? that's another one. What should we have? Should we have one of our bigger words and phrases on there? In the world where you can be anything, be kind. That's what we like, isn't it? Now this is that beautiful napkin. Now I do like that napkin. Can we put that on there? Let's just tear that down. Oops, my dog was falling apart. Should we have that? I need something behind it, don't I? Could do it. There's a little bit of this needs to be a little bit bigger, I think. Okay, that can go like that, and then we can have a little bit of lace, I think. Let's just chop this in half so that we don't waste it. Pop that down there. Pop that so it pokes over the top. Just like that. There we go. And that can go over there. Should we have a little bit of fabric? What should we put underneath? Let's have a little bit of this in the corner. Let's put it this side. Just there. And then we can add this. Just a little blob on the back. Like that. Oh look, I've just stuck it to the table. There we go. Love them. Okay, so what I'm going to do now you get the gist of how you do it, which you probably know how to do it anyway, but I've made 5 of them. I'm just going to move my sewing machine just so I can try and get it a good view under the camera, and I'll show you how I sew them. So 2 seconds. Okay, so let's hope that you can see where I am sewing. So we've just made these, so I'm just going to sew around the edges of them. So it's quite simple. So I'm just going to pop the needle down and just do a nice little slow stitch around it. So you just need to be quite careful. Go slowly, you don't have to go fast around it. Just so you sew around the edge of your little saying on there. And just go around. There we go. Let's get my scissors here. Let's just chop that off like that, and there we go. So that is really simple. Can you see that? Yes, I think so. I hope the light is okay. So let me just go through some of these. Just pop it under there. I'm just using the needle that came with the sewing machine. I'm not using any special needle, it's just the one that came with the sewing machine. And these will just sew through. As long as you haven't got a great big thick layer of things, I think you should be okay. And lots of glue. Be careful, make sure your glue is dry before using your sewing machine. Let's do these and then I will show you what we have done. just got some just browny beigey colour thread in there. I just love sewing on paper and fabric like this. I think it just looks amazing. Snip those ones off. The next one in here. Have a little wish. Okay, and then we just do this last one here. There we go, perfect. So that's all sewn nicely. So I'm just going to move my camera background and I will show you what we've done. Okay, so there we go. These are our little ones that we have just sewn on there. So I think they look really, really lovely and so simple. I know lots of you asked me about sewing on paper, but it is just so simple and it is just really fun to do. So let's just cut all these little bits off. So I think that one's all done. This one is pretty much done. So if you have the chance to do it, give it a go, because it is quite addictive actually, sewing paper and things like that. So once you have a go at doing this, which is quite simple to do, you will want to do lots and lots more. So these are lovely, aren't they? So I have got a nice little bunch here for my stash. So it's a great little scrap buster and also a little thing to mass making and pop in your stash. It is fantastic. So I'm going to get on and make a few more, and then I will end up with lots of lovely bits. So if you just cut off a few words and phrases at a time and then just sort of like try and make all those up, and then you won't be sort of like too overwhelmed if you have too much stuff on your table or on your desk, because it can be sometimes a bit overwhelming when you've got lots of stuff everywhere, and you're not quite sure where you're going or what you're doing. So don't take too much out at once, and then you won't be sort of lost, if you know what I mean. Which sometimes I bring lots of stuff out and then I'm just wondering what on earth I'm going to do with it all. So let's just take these little bits off. I do like these sort of like greeny pieces. That's what it is. I like green at the moment. Put that there. What shall we have? Shall we have, that's a little bit too small, isn't it? Cherish the moment, the memories. Now this one has to be moved about because it's a little bit bigger. So let's pop it on like this, shall we? Pop that one down there. Now these would be lovely just if you had a journal card. This just actually sat on a journal card like this. Look, just a blank one. Just fantastic. I think that looks really, really nice. Just ink around the edges, and that's perfect. Or just like we did on the front of journals. Looks lovely. Not sure whether this is going to be a little bit, let's put it on here, a little bit too thick for that. Let's see. What do you think? Oh, I don't know. I quite like that. Quite like that. So that can go on there. like that. There's the other bit, that's one there, quick and simple. Let's just go around here like that. Let's use the last of this bits up, shall we? I need a little bit of something like this, I think, on the back. Can go on there. Let's just stick this down. Can go there. A little bit of fabric with our other glue. Can go down there. And then we can just put one day at a time. I think I want a little bit of lace in there. Shall we have a little bit of this? That's pretty, isn't it? Let's pop the lace along here. Just like that. Which piece was it? This piece? That on there. Lovely. I do like these. They are great. So let's keep these together because these are the ones that I need to sew. So let's have another bit. So let's make a bigger one. Let's put this one on there. Ink around the edge. Again, you can sew more on these. You don't have to just sew around the wording. You can sew around a lot more, a lot of bit around the edges as well. Shall we have a little bit of this? Yes, oh, this has got nice little dingly dangly bits on. Let's just stick that on there. Again, it's another one that you don't need to think about. Just go in and stick. That can go on there. And we need something around the back of it, don't we? Oh look, I've got this. This is another bit of the napkin, which is beautiful. Let's just tear this piece off. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? So yeah, so if you did the napkin collages that I did a few Sundays ago, these would be perfect because I do love it. Gives it more of a shabby look to it, I think, when you have the sort of like pinks. The pinks and shabbiness of napkins looks beautiful, I think. Let's stick that there like that. That's lovely. I don't really want these to be too long on there. There we go. That's lovely. So there we go, guys. I am going to leave it there. So I will get on with making a few more of these and I will start sewing them again. So I hope you enjoyed that. These are lovely, so please do give it a go. You can have any sayings on there. You can have even like little pictures, any of your journal cards on there, but just using up your scraps and fabric and things like that, it's perfect. So there we go, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe, take care, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.